Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tackling a big one. It's a skill that can feel absolutely huge for any project controls apprentice, the mighty S23. Yeah, you know the one. If you've ever looked at that giant block of text in the standard and felt a little overwhelmed, trust me, you are not alone. But today, we're going to break it all down, piece by piece. Let's jump in. Meet Jody. She's a level 6 apprentice over at IBIS Stores. And what she said right here, it probably sounds familiar. She saw skill S23, all that talk about recasting estimates, accruals, integrating data, and it felt like a final boss battle. But what if I told you we could turn that boss battle into a totally winnable quest? And that's exactly what this is all about. We're gonna follow Jody on her journey, her quest, as she goes from feeling totally lost to being a complete master of S23. And she's got some help from her mentor and her coach. You know, this isn't just about taking a box for your assessment. This is about becoming a seriously valuable player on your project team. Okay, our first stop on this quest is with Adam, who's Jody's mentor. His whole job is to help Jody slice through all that dense technical jargon and really get to the heart of what S23 is all about. Because look, the key to mastering anything is to first understand why it even exists. So here it is, the official, straight from the standard definition. You see the words, systematic cost management techniques, integrating financial data. I mean, it's correct, no doubt about it, but it doesn't exactly get your pulse racing, does it? It's pretty hard to visualize what that actually looks like day to day. So Adam's first brilliant piece of advice to Jody is simple. Let's reframe it. Just for a second, throw that textbook definition out the window. Instead, let's think about it as a story, an analogy that just clicks. This, my friends, is where it all starts to make sense. And boom, here is the analogy. I love this. Think of your project as a big ship setting off on a long voyage. That first cost estimate you get, that's your initial map. It gives you a general idea of the journey, but things might change. The budget baseline you create from it, that is your carefully plotted official course. And cost control, that's you with your hands on the wheel steering the ship through calm seas and storms, which makes you the financial navigator. So here's the bottom line. That whole scary S23 standard is really just your list of duties as the ship's navigator. First, you've got to chart the course. That means taking that initial map, or estimate, and turning it into a solid budget baseline. Next, you have to steer the ship. That's where you use cost control techniques and things like accruals to make sure you're not drifting off course. And finally, you have to track the voyage, mixing your cost and schedule data together to project your cash flow and see what's over the horizon. See? Suddenly it's not so scary. All right, so you don't become a master navigator overnight, right? It takes practice. It's a step-by-step process. So Adam lays out this awesome training plan for Jody, designed to build her skills one piece at a time, starting right from the basics. Check out this 5-step training voyage. It's brilliant. Step 1, you just gotta understand your tools, your compass and charts, which are things like cost estimation principles. Then you practice setting the course. Then you learn how to steer, using powerful techniques like EVM. Step 4 is all about reading the weather, predicting what's coming with cash flow projections. And the final step, you're in charge. You're confidently commanding the ship, applying all these skills all by yourself. Now, theory is one thing, but practice, that's where the real learning happens. So Adam gets Jody a real-world task from her line manager, Riedel. She has to recast the cost estimate for a brand new marketing campaign. This is perfect. It takes her from just reading about concepts to actually doing them, which builds her confidence and gives her amazing evidence for her portfolio. And speaking of evidence, that brings us to our next guide on this quest, Jody's coach, Olivia. Her role is super important. She helps Jody translate all that amazing practical work into rock-solid, high-quality evidence for her AppDem portfolio. Because let's be honest, doing the work is only half the battle. You have to prove you did it, and did it well. Okay, now this is basically your secret weapon. Olivia calls it the navigator's logbook, and it's a perfect checklist. For every piece of the skill, it tells you exactly what to submit. But the most important column is the one on the right, the assessor's must-have. This is what they are really looking for. They want to see that clear, undeniable link between a scope change and your new estimate. They need to see that you've used accruals correctly. This right here is your guide to getting full marks first try. So, with a portfolio packed with great evidence, Jody is feeling way more confident. But there's still one last hurdle, the end point assessment, the EPA.
So Olivia helps her prepare by doing mock interviews, running through the exact kind of questions she can expect. The goal? No surprises on game day.
All right, let's practice right now. Here's a classic opening question. The assessor wants to know if you understand the absolute foundation of this skill. How do you kick things off? Take a second. How would you answer this one?
A killer answer is always direct and confident. You start with the what. I revise initial estimates when we get new data, for example, a scope change. Then the how. From that, I establish the new budget baseline. But the most important part is the why. This is crucial because it makes sure our financial plan is always aligned with what's actually happening on the project. See? What, how, and why. Perfect. Okay, next up, this one gets more into the nitty-gritty, the practical side of steering that ship. Now notice the key words they used, proven technique and accruals. You absolutely have to talk about both of those things in your answer. A really strong answer here uses the right language. Naming a specific technique, like earned value management, or EVM for short, instantly shows your technical credibility. Then, you explain accruals in a really simple way. And here's the key, you link it all back to the ultimate goal, getting a true and accurate picture of the project's financial health. It shows you're not just following steps, you understand the reason behind them. And for the final practice question, this is the one that brings it all together. This is the top-tier part of the skill, fusing different sets of data to predict the future. They want to see that you understand how money and time are connected. You see the logic in this answer? It's a clear cause and effect story. You explain that you combine cost and schedule data in order to create cash flow projections. You explain what those projections do. They forecast when you'll need money. And the big finish, the payoff, is that this whole process allows you to assess the real value of the work and keep the project on track. It's logical, it's confident, and it shows you see the big picture. And just like that, Jodi's quest is complete. She went from being totally intimidated by a wall of text to somebody who can confidently apply, evidence, and explain a really complex, really valuable skill. She didn't just learn a standard, she became a navigator. So let's quickly recap your own voyage plan. First, understand the big ideas using that financial navigator analogy. Then, develop your skills by following that 5-step plan. Next, evidence everything you do using that logbook checklist. And finally, succeed by practicing those model answers until they feel natural. It's a clear roadmap from apprentice to So, if you take away one thing today, let it be this. Skill S23 isn't just another box you have to check. It's your job description. It's your identity on the project team. You're the one who charts the course. You're the one who steers the ship. And you are the one who makes sure that project gets to its destination safely, on time, and on budget. You are the financial navigator. So the only question left is, where are you going to steer your project next?